Alrighty, we're going to put a brand new brand circuit into this breaker box. We are going to staple it across the beams here. We're going to run it down. We're going to go into this panel. Here in the country I was born in, we use 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps, 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps. We use 10 American wire gauge for 30 amps, 8 American wire gauge for 40 amps, and 6 American wire gauge for 50 amps. Black is live, white is neutral, the berry, the green is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors. However, you may find white live in a 220, 240 volt circuit or a switch loop. Now this 220, 240 volt circuit will be an appliance that does not require a neutral. So we'll go ahead and we'll get this wire stapled up and hooked into our panel. You want to get your staples like 3 feet apart. You don't want to get them too tight because you don't want to pinch and damage the wires. So bring it down this way. Wood is so hard to staple into, but I'd rather have something to staple into than nothing to staple into. There we go. We'll come up over here. I guess we will not bother with that one. That one. We'll come into this one right here. My screwdriver got caught. But you know what? You don't complain, you don't frustrate, you just make it go. That's all. You don't frustrate over anything. You just fight it until it goes. Okay, so get it all twisted here. There's one nice staple right here. It's going to be nice and straight. this is a 20 amp single pole breaker, and we'll put it into our panel right here, like that. We'll tighten our screws on our Romex connector, make sure our wire's nice and straight where it comes up into our box here. Make sure the Romex connector is not going to pinch the wire on the sides, have it going in straight. Okay, we got it all nice and straight here. Now we'll rip our wires out of our Romex jacket here. We'll rip our end here. Get all our debris out of here. Equip with the flat side of your screwdriver here. This is our Robertson screwdriver. We have to flip it over to the number 2 side. Open up. This is a sub panel. You have to keep your neutrals and grounds separate in a sub panel. See how the neutral bar is isolated with this black bar here, with the black box around it, and our bare ground wire is bonded to the box. So we'll take our bare ground wire. I'm going to just make sure none of these, I'm going to make sure this Romex connector is nice and tight. I'm going to just make sure none of our wires are pinched under it, and they're not. So now we'll take our ground wire, we'll bend it down to our corner here, where we're going to come up along this corner right here. We'll come up right here, and we'll make our bend right here. And we'll cut it about right here. We'll open up, our terminal's opened up. So we'll put our bare ground wire in the terminal there. Tighten it up. It's tight. We'll push it in, get it flat into our corner here. Now we'll take our white wire, we'll go to the back of our box like this, push it to the back of the box, we'll come around, come up right here, we'll come up, and we'll come over right here, and we'll make our bend right there, and we will go into our neutral bar, so we'll cut it about right here. We'll strip with our number 12 hole. Now this one is a flathead screw, so we'll open up our hole screw here, stick our wire in onto the neutral bar like this. Make sure it's tight, get it in there nice and straight and even. Now we'll put our black wire over here onto our breaker. So we'll push it to the back of our box here. We'll come here. We'll come up. And this is where our breaker is. So we'll come bend out here. And we'll bend in this way. And we'll cut about right here. We'll strip with our number 12 hole. Enough wire to get under the pressure plate. Open it up. We'll put our black wire under the pressure plate here. Push it in all the way. Make sure it's in all the way. We'll tighten our screw. Make sure it's tight. And now we'll just straighten our wire out so it's going into the right direction that we want it here. Come down and go straight across the bottom of our box. There we go. We got it all nice and straight, and we can turn this on. And I'll bring the camera up close so you can see.